Imagine walking alone in a dark, foggy forest. The moon is hidden behind the clouds, and every step you take feels like you're being watched. Suddenly, a figure appears, silent but deadly. One moment, he's a loyal knight, and the next, he's vanished into thin air.
And what if I told you that this isn't just a ghost story? That the man in the shadows is real, and his death changed the course of Scottish history forever.
Today, we're diving into the chilling, mysterious death of Banquo, a nobleman whose story is wrapped in treachery, darker prophecies, and secrets that still haunt us today. Are you ready to uncover the truth behind the shadows?
Because in the world of Macbeth, nothing is as it seems, and the real killer might be hiding in plain sight.
Welcome back to The Murder Under the Crown, the podcast where we dive into the most mysterious and chilling crimes from Scotland's history. We're super excited to have you guys here with us today. I'm your host, Cabby.
And I'm your co-host, Faro. And together, Cubby and I are here to uncover the truth. Today, we're focusing on one of the eeriest tales, the sudden, mysterious death of Banquo.
That's right. Banquo was a loyal knight, a brave supporter of King Duncan, and a nobleman with a promising future. But in a shocking twist, he suddenly disappears one day and is later found dead in the woods. Can you believe that? It's like something out of a horror story or a dark legend.
And what's even more chilling is that this wasn't just a random act of violence. No, this murder was carefully planned. Someone knew his routine, knew exactly where he would be, and waited for the perfect moment to strike.
That someone is who we are here to figure out. Faro, what do we know so far about this mysterious event?
So, here's the core of what we've uncovered. Banquo's body was discovered recently, deep in the same forest he always used to walk through after his meetings with the king. It's a place where he knew well, an everyday activity of his routine. But this time, something was different. Someone had been waiting for him, and it wasn't a coincidence or a random attack. Whoever did this knew his habits, his patterns, and chose the exact spot intentionally. When we arrived at the scene, we saw hoofprints all around. There wasn't just one or two. No, there were multiple. The ground was trampled, showing signs that the scene was a chase or a struggle. Banquo's body was twisted, which showed signs that he'd struggled in a fight before his death. And here's the strangest part. Fleance, his younger son, was nowhere to be seen, vanished into thin air during the attack. It's as if he had disappeared right in front of everyone's eyes. If the whole plan was just to kill Banquo, then why did they leave his son Fleance alive? Like, what was the point of sparing him? Think about it. If someone wanted to get rid of Banquo because he was a threat, wouldn't they want to take out Fleance too? What if they actually wanted Fleance dead, but for some reason it didn't happen? Or maybe Fleance was the real reason behind all this. Maybe he was the one who could still be a threat to Macbeth later on. What was their actual goal? Was it just about Banquo, or was there something even bigger going on here?
Whoa, so you're saying this whole thing was carefully planned out? That's straight up creepy. And why now? Why kill Banquo at this exact moment in the story? It seems like whoever was responsible had a specific reason, and the timing was crucial. There's so much mystery surrounding why and the how.
Exactly. We've been digging into suspects, and one name keeps popping up. Malcolm. Right after Banquo was murdered, Malcolm ran off quickly, almost like he'd seen a ghost or was hiding from something.
Wasn't he the heir to the throne? That's suspicious, don't you think?
Right? Some believe Malcolm saw Banquo as a threat, and he was very loyal to Duncan, Malcolm's father. And now, with Macbeth on the throne, perhaps Malcolm thought, if I get rid of Banquo, I can claim my rightful place.
But what about Macbeth himself? At first, they were close friends, ride or dies, but after Duncan's death, Macbeth started acting really strange, paranoid, nervous, and even jumpy. Remember that night at the banquet when Macbeth kept rambling about Fleance escaping? That was super creepy. And I even met some strange woman nearby, chopped witch-like woman who muttered riddles about foul and fair. That phrase, it's like they're sending a warning. They don't trust how things seem on the surface. They kept repeating, fair is foul and foul is fair. Like everything turned upside down and nothing is what it appears to be. Maybe those witches are pulling the strings behind all this chaos. So, Faro, all these events, Banquo's death, Fleon's vanishing, Malcolm fleeing, they all seem to point to a bigger and darker plan. A plan driven by ambition, deception, and manipulation. Man, this story keeps getting more twisted. So Faro, who do you think is truly responsible? Macbeth, the witches? Or maybe someone else is pulling the strings behind the scenes? And what if Banquo knew too much? Maybe that's why they had to get rid of him. Maybe he was onto something. And that's what made him a threat.
Honestly, all the evidence points to Macbeth himself. Like you said, his behavior is really weird after Duncan's death. He's very jumpy. And a fact is that he knew about Fleance before anyone else, which makes him the prime suspect in my opinion. And those witches, their words feel like a warning. They're guiding Macbeth's faith, but also planting dangerous ideas in his mind. The entire play is like a web of lies, deception, and manipulation, with Macbeth at the very center.
And honestly, don't forget what the witches said. They said, "You're gonna be king someday," even though he's not next in line or anything. They make him believe he's got this destiny, but only if he's willing to do some seriously dark stuff to get there. Fair is foul and foul is fair. That's basically the world he's living in now. Nothing is what it seems anymore. Macbeth's world, it's chaos, lies, and straight up corruption. Everything's upside down, and he's caught in this messed up game where the line between right and wrong is totally blurred. So let's break this down. What does all this really mean? Banquo's murder wasn't just about getting rid of a rival. It's deeper than that. It's about the unchecked ambition, lies, the dark influence of fate, and those creepy prophecies the witches dropped. Macbeth's obsession with power is pushing him straight into a destructive spiral. And here's the thing. Fleance getting away? That's still a big deal. It means Banquo's bloodline is still a threat to Macbeth's throne. The witches predicted it, and Macbeth knows it. That's why he saw Banquo as a threat he had to eliminate, no matter what. It's like, even after everything, the danger isn't gone. The prophecy's still hanging over him, and Macbeth's desperate to get his grip on the power, even if it means to go full dark to do it. And here's the big question. Was Macbeth truly responsible for Banquo's death? Or was he just a puppet manipulated by the witch's dark magic and his own unchecked ambition?
You know what, Cubby? I truly believe that Macbeth is responsible. After uncovering everything, maybe Malcolm was terrified that he would be the next target after his father. Macbeth was loyal, but clearly wanted something back in return. This unchecked desire has turned this noble man into a villain. Banquo's murder marks Macbeth's descent into insanity and moral decay. It's a pivotal moment that changes everything.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration into one of Shakespeare's most mysterious and compelling stories. The true story behind Banquo's death remains covered in mystery, but as we've seen, themes of ambition, deception, and manipulation continue to resonate. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us on social media for updates, insights, and behind-the-scenes content. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at #MurderUnderTheCrown.
And don't forget to subscribe to Murder Under the Crown on your favorite podcast platform, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you can listen. Thanks again for tuning in. We look forward to bringing you more stories from history's most intriguing mysteries. Until next time, stay curious and remember, things are rarely what they seem.
Until next time, Royal Freaks!